Hi everyone, Sandra Duran Wilson here, and welcome back to Mixed Media Soul Sparks. And I'm playing with some fabrics today, but before we jump into that, I want to let you know about some things that I have coming up. I'm actually working on a class. It'll be an online class on textures, building textures and using lots of textures in your artwork. So I'll let you know when that one's going to be ready. I do have another class on image transfers that'll be coming up soon. And I have some in-person workshops in Pennsylvania in July and Wisconsin in October, and international workshops in Mexico, Ireland, and Scotland. So you can find out everything on my website, and there's a link in the notes, so please take a look at the website, and I hope you can join me in one of the workshops or on one of the online classes. But in the meantime, let's get into today's textures. So I went to Joann's the other day because they're closing, and I wanted to get some Wonder Under, it's called here in the States. And I've used it where it has a backing paper. They didn't have any that had the backing paper, but they had some supposedly the same stuff, but it didn't have the backing paper. So I thought, well, I'm going to try it. And I got it, and it didn't quite work the same. I put it on some parchment paper and painted it, but it didn't get the same effect. So I thought, well, I'm going to see what I can do with this. So I started tearing it up into pieces, into strips, and hang on a sec. So this is, it comes in the rolls, and they called this one, it's called Wonder Web, and it's a fusible web, but it is a little different than the Wonder Under. So just take note of that. But it's working great for what I wanted to do here. And since I have so much of it, I better find something to do with it. So I just kind of started tearing it into some pieces. And I have a panel here, which another upcycling panel. I covered it with some light molding paste, and it's got some nice texture on it already. And I'm going to start putting some paint, and I'm going to start putting some of this fabric I'm kind of like trying to use up all this stuff that I have around. This is a decoupage antique. So I don't really use it, so I'm going to use it here. I've also got some fabric stiffener I'll throw in there, some matte medium, and I might even try a little molding paste. First, I'm just going to grab this is sepia paint. I was trying to get the bottle open and a bunch came out, so we're going to use that. Things don't go to waste around here. That's why I always have so many starts, If you've got older paintings, just grab them, throw some paint on. Here, let's go fast. This paint is beautiful. It breaks down into a nice green, and it's only this particular paint from Tri-Art. It's called Sepia from Tri-Art, and I'll put a link in the notes. But it has to be very diluted. It can't be really thick. So I'll just spray it with some more water. And I discovered something else that I'll show you in a minute. It's just so much fun. It's like using up packing materials, and rather than putting anything in the trash or the recycle bin, I first try to put it in my art. Okay, that's probably good enough because I'm going to throw stuff on top. So you can see it's kind of stiff. So let's just start with throwing a few pieces on here, smaller pieces. And here. Wear gloves because this gets messy. It's funny, I kind of cook the same way I paint, or maybe I paint the same way I cook. So I'm just smushing that decoupage into the fabric. The paint's still wet. And then what I want to do with it is I really want to kind of crinkle it up so it's not just flat. And I'll come in with some of this fabric stiffener. And when that dries, that'll make this stay up in these peaks. And that's what I want to do here, is create some of these peaks and valleys. I find it works better with smaller pieces. So that's why I'm going back in here and tearing it up after it's got paint and adhesive and glue and all that good stuff. I imagine you could probably use Elmer's glue, would work as well. But you want to make sure that it's sticking onto the surface. Now I did one when I first started playing with this. I did it on paper, on gessoed paper, and I'll show that to you in a minute. But the panel, it's definitely going to work better because I can press down on it and not worry about tearing the paper or even pushing on a canvas. So these are some bigger pieces. So let me just do my little concoction again. This time I'm going to add a little molding paste. I'm using this as the matte medium, which I can't open, but it's going to be this similar kind of viscosity. So the molding paste, you can see how heavy that is. So it's going to have a little bit different effect. It's also going to be opaque and white when it dries, so I'm not going to see the color as much. So just want to smear it onto some of the fabric. And rather than working on another surface and then adding it to this, I'm just working on the panel itself and getting more of the glue, the paste, the color. There's really no specifics about this, except that you want to have certain areas that are pushed down onto the surface where it will adhere. Okay, it's starting to stick to me. So the molding paste, because it's a heavier viscosity, could be a good base to start with underneath. I might add a little bit, but this glue, if I give it enough time, it will dry. I'm going to put some more of this over the top and kind of brush it in. Now this will probably have to dry at least overnight. Depends on what kind of temperatures and humidity you have. With the weather today, I could probably put it outside and it would be dry in a few minutes or blown away. So I'm getting some pretty wild texture here. Let me hold this up for you. See how it's really, that's really sticking up. So I might have to just kind of, there we go. Just want to make sure that it's adhered enough in some places. And now I'm going to lay it flat to dry, and I can continue building on this. I can add more fabric stiffener if needed, more colors, and some other things. Let me just show you these other things I'm talking about. So this is something I've purchased. This is from PowerTex, and they're these very light pumice balls that they're really kind of fun. And let's just pour some more of this gluey stuff in. Don't you like those technical terms? Gluey stuff. Okay. Having too much fun here. So they're going to have a place to, some glue gluey stuff, so they'll stay. And then once this is dry, you can paint these, and they take the paint very nicely. But the other thing I discovered in my packing materials or unpacking materials, and you get these things, these little gel silica things, and, they put them in different packages. And so I was like, usually I save them to put in my seed packets because I collect seeds to plant. But I opened one up and it was like, oh, they're like these little silicone balls that I buy sometimes. So they go in there too. And sprinkle them in. Let's put a little more stuff here. You've probably used or seen glass bead gel. Well, this is how you can make your own glass bead gel. If you have enough of these little things that you've saved. And then you can press them in, or you can just let them sit there. They'll sink in. So let's move this out of the way, and I'm going to show you the one that I first started with. And this is the one I did on paper. Check this out. This is like really some big texture. So it's just on a mixed media paper that is gessoed. And what I'm going to do is I've got a panel here, an 8 by 8 inch panel. First I was going to put it on a 9 by 12, and I decided that I liked the format of the 8 by 8 better. But you can see in here some of the little balls and beads and stuff I've added. I've built up colors. And this is actually a paper skin. There's a video on this. So go to that video, find out. I'll cut this down to size, adhere this onto the panel. There's a video on that too, of course. And you get to go searching through all of the 100 videos that we have on the channel. And I'm going to finish this and show you what it looks like. But I just love this deep, deep texture that we're getting and building up these colors to where it looks like metal that's copper and gold. And it's like, even this little piece, you can see it still moves, but it's stiff. I put a lot of that fabric stiffener back on it after it dried. So when my other one dries, I'll probably go back in and add some more layers to it just to stiffen it up. But deep layers. When I was getting ready to film this next series, I asked people what they wanted to see. And one of the people wanted to see deep textures. So this one's for you, and I hope you enjoy this and take a look at how the work is finished. And please join the Creative Awakening Facebook group and post your work there. If you've got any questions, you can post them there. I go in and check all the time. So yeah, send me, answer the question, how did you hear about the group? And just say, oh, YouTube, or Sandra told me. So then we can add you to the group. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you next time. Join the Creative Awakening community on Facebook, where you'll be able to post your art, connect with other creatives around the world, and ask questions. Use the hashtag #MixedMediaSoulSparks when posting your work on social media. Thanks for joining me,